I'm going to be doing a special interview today with Bishop John Fenwick, and he is in England. Now, a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, he's in England. He's obviously part of the Anglican Church uh, over in England." And, well, yes, he's wearing purple. He has a collar, but he's not an official member of the Anglican Church. He's part of a branch that diverged from the Anglican Church a couple hundred years ago. And we want to talk about alternatives that are in England right now because if you've been paying attention to the news, things in England are not as rosy as they used to be. Father John, or Bishop John Fenwick, first of all, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
And let's talk a little bit about the church that you're part of and kind of the history of how we got to where we are today.
Okay. Well, you started by talking about the Anglican Church in England.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there are two Anglican churches in England. There's the Church of England,
Right.
and then alongside it there is the Free Church of England, which is pretty well what it says on the tin, really. It's a free version of the Church of England. So it's a small, independent Anglican church which has lived alongside the established Church of England for 150 plus years.
Now, it got its start, and this is off Wikipedia and all the sources I could find, because it felt that the Anglican Church, the Anglican community at the time in England, was going to be too Catholic, and
Right.
it wanted to remain an evangelical branch of the church.
Yeah, that's fair. The Oxford movement with the Tractarians and everything got going in a strong way, was felt to be changing the character of the Church of England a lot, and a lot of people who were unhappy about the church losing its basis in Scripture began to form independent congregations. It's actually quite interesting because there are lots of parallels to what's going on now, where you've got people who are unhappy about what they see as unbiblical developments in the Church of England and who are looking for alternative homes. That's exactly what you got in the 1840s onwards. And what happened then was they formed independent congregations which came together in 1863 under a common constitution and a common bishop to form the Free Church of England.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've obviously been around for quite a while. You've had some staying power. What has been the success? Has it been how bad the Church of England has been, or is your success founded in other ways?
I suppose we'd like to think it was founded upon the grace and providence of God.
Mm-hmm.
We've remained a Bible-believing, doctrines of the Reformation, if you like, believing church. The core of our worship is the Book of Common Prayer. We believe in the atoning work of Jesus. We preach and teach the atoning work of Jesus on the cross. We celebrate the sacraments. We preach biblically, and just basic good old Christian stuff. Really?
Now, I referred to before that you kind of are in ecumenical partnership with the Church of England. They recognize you. They recently recognized your orders as bishops, presbyters, and deacons. There is a working relationship.
Yeah, we, as you say, we've got a long history together. It goes a long way back. For example, the 1920 Lambeth Conference issued a call to all Christian people, and my predecessor in those days had meetings with the Archbishop of Canterbury and various Church of England bishops to see if they could do anything together. Mm-hmm. Nothing really came of that, but there was something happening. In the 1990s, there were 4 or 5 years of official talks between the Free Church of England and the Church of England. And then recently we had 3 years of talks, which, as you say, resulted in the Church of England formally recognising the orders of the Free Church of England. So we're a bona fide Anglican Church in parallel with them in the UK.
Now, a lot of people who've seen this, are watching our program right now, are asking, well, how large is the Free Church of England? How many members, bishops, clergy do you have?
In the UK, we have 2 dioceses, mm-hmm. and between us, we've 23 parishes. But we're part of an international family as well. So we've got about 7 parishes in South America, in Brazil, and we've got a bishop who looks after them down there, Bishop Joseph, Joseph Rosello, and then we've got Bishop Gerhard Meyer in Germany. We've got a sister church which was a mission diocese of the Reformed Episcopal Church, and that's now independent and is closer to ourselves. So, we've got a church in St. Petersburg and have had for 20 years or more. And we've had churches in different parts of the world at different times, but we've always been part of an international family.
In fact, you were talking about international relationships. I first saw you at a Reformed Episcopal Church event here in Philadelphia in June. Weren't you also at GAFCON?
I was at GAFCON
Yep.
in Nairobi, GAFCON
Yep.
2, yeah.
So
Yes.
you certainly have some international relationships. Now, a lot of Anglican TV viewers are like, well, why are we talking about the Free Church of England? Well, I was sitting down with a notable Archbishop here in America, Archbishop Duncan, and he inferred that the future of England may lie with the Free Church of England. And I'm like, I need to research this and find out who they are. And so I wanted to find out from you, what is the future of Christianity in England? Because if you talk to Justin Welby, basically all hope is lost. The culture's gone. It's post-Christian. He wants to re-evangelize it, but he's so busy doing other things. What is the hope of the church in England?
The hope of the Free Church of England is the re-evangelization of England, yes, as of any Bible-believing, gospel-preaching Christian church must be. In terms of sort of strategy, if you like, you mentioned the Reformed Episcopal Church. People are familiar with the Reformed Episcopal Church in North America. They don't always know the Reformed Episcopal Church was founded over here, and there was a UK branch of the Reformed Episcopal Church founded in 1877.
Right.
And that united with the old Free Church of England, if you like, which had grown out of the ministry of George Whitfield, then the Countess of Huntingdon, and then had provided a ministry for the people reacting against Tractarianism, I told you about. So the old Free Church of England united with the UK branch of the Reformed Episcopal Church in 1927. So as the REC was the oldest jurisdiction to go to the Anglican Church of North America from the ACNA, so in a sense, we are the oldest Anglicans on the block, as it were, over here, in the Orthodox sense. And one of the strengths of the Free Church of England is that we don't have parties. In the General Synod of the Church of England, you've got the Evangelical group on Synod, you've got the Catholic group on Synod, you've got all different parties. We don't have parties. Yes, of course, you have individuals who have different emphases and different gifts. But by and large, we operate doctrinally on a much narrower spectrum than the Church of England. We're not trying to hold together people with doctrinal views which are mutually exclusive, which gives you a greater sense of focus, a greater sense of purpose.
Well, you also don't have, you're not a state church like the Church of England is. And I'm sure that helps in the long run as well.
It helps, yes, in that we aren't quite so subject to the politically correct pressures as the established church is. And also, of course, the established church to alter its canons, for example, has to go to Parliament, where we don't. We have our own procedures for altering our canons at our annual convocation.
And so you have relationships, obviously, with the REC and other bodies. What is your hope now for the future of the FCA?
FCE.
Sorry, I've not finished my coffee yet. The FCE, it's 3 p.m. where you are in England, and it's 10 a.m. here, and it's the miracle of Skype that we get to talk. The FCE, what is your hope for the future?
My hope for the future of the Free Church of England is that it will pick up, if you like, the GAFCON challenge, the challenge to maintain an orthodox Anglican witness, to collaborate with others in making Christ known, to work at training people for ministry competently in the scriptures, in sound doctrine, and for creating a network of healthy local Anglican churches throughout the UK and beyond. Because at the end of the day, this isn't a game. What God did in Christ is because people's eternal salvation depends on it. And on us lies the onus to take that message to people.
Yeah, you brought up an interesting point, the GAFCON point. GAFCON and GAFCON 2 established the AMIE, a mission in England. How are you going to be part of that mission?
The Anglican Mission in England and the Fellowship of Confessing Anglicans UK and Ireland, they're still very much working through their structures and how they're going to operate. We had a meeting with the Reverend Justin Moat, who's the chairman of the executive committee of the AMIE, just 2 weeks ago. So if we're in contact. I think to a large extent they're still working out where their main focus is. It's been set up as a mission agency primarily within the Church of England, and it does a lot of work in terms of advising incumbents and parochial church councils and things like that, which is good and excellent. And as I understand the intended structure, they would be, as it were, one party under the FCA, Fellowship of Confessing Anglicans umbrella, and we would be another party. I mean, they've been recognised, for example, at Nairobi as an authentic expression of Anglicanism in the UK. I think we'd like to think we are also an older authentic expression of Anglicanism in the UK.
You could call yourself the original expression.
Yes, and as I say, we see many of the parallels because, as I say, we blithely talk about, from 1844 to 1863, the Free Church was getting organised. Well, AMIE and the FCA are still in that organisational phase, which we've been through. And I think one of the strengths of the Free Church of England is it's much more stable. It's much more settled. We've got our settled structures. We've got representation structures, lay representation at diocesan synod and at the annual convocation. We've got all that sorted, if you like. We've got the basic mechanism, machinery for church growth, church planting, outreach, and yeah.
Okay, that's great. So let's finish up here. The AMIE is willing to work within England, the Church of England, or without the Church of England. Their main goal is to help re-evangelize England, which is going to be quite the task. But with the Holy Spirit, we know that's His task as much as ours. What is your hope in your relationship with GAFCON and with the FCA? Do you want to partner with them? Do you want to be a part of the structure, or do you want to be part of the structure if they choose to go outside of the Church of England?
Well, the Free Church of England, by definition, is outside the Church of England. At Nairobi, at the GAFCON meeting, we had there was a meeting of bishops in the cathedral, and I stood up in that meeting and offered the right hand of fellowship to the AMIE, and said I would happily work with them for the cause of the gospel in this country. Their remit, if you like, within the Church of England, in a sense, doesn't affect me because I'm not within the Church of England. I think where we have the opportunity to be positive and creative is they have congregations which, for conscience sake, have left the Church of England, and that obviously brings them into our orbit. And I think we could do something really good and special and creative there. In partnership, I say under the FCA umbrella. All right.
Well, Bishop John, I want to thank you for your time. You were very gracious to hook up your studio there. You could tell by the background you are well read. Mine, I'm all white. So, again, I want to thank you for your time. And I'm going to put a link to the website for the FCE at the bottom here so people can be more in contact with you. And if they visit England and they want to visit a FCE church, they're welcome to. Once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much indeed.